I don't want to set the world
And I want to say thank you to everybody here, avoiding non-essential travel and large gatherings, washing our hands thoroughly and frequently, isolating ourselves if we're feeling sick, and practicing social distancing. Let me spend a moment on this last point because it cannot be undersold. Know that our actions aren't just about ourselves. Our decisions will determine the fate of loved ones. Our decisions and actions will determine the length of this crisis, the damage done to our economy, and ultimately how quickly we will get back up on our feet, to continue to practice social distancing. We all need to do our part to save the lives of our loved ones and not just ourselves.
And with your admission,
The new restrictions that will govern our work moving forward in this city. Prevent people from gathering in close proximity by banning and closing our bars and nightclubs. Second, restaurants and retail facilities, we will now have prohibited on-site food, but permitted.
It has been said that war never changes. From the moment that Adam and Eve stepped out from the Garden of Eden, humankind has been at war, forever engaged in an endless conflict, not only with one another, but against the very nature of a world tarnished by sin. A fallen world, defined by struggle, where poverty, famine, and disease are expected, and where certain death awaits kings and servants alike. Nobody was exempt from the deadly effects of sin. From the playgrounds to the prisons, all would eventually perish, just like soldiers on the battlefield. As centuries passed, mankind became increasingly sophisticated in the art of warfare. Bows and arrows would be replaced by guns and bullets. High-powered explosives that could be used to destroy entire communities instantly. Then came the advent of the computer age, which invited many more military advancements. New technologies which enabled mankind to destroy one another in much more direct and intimate ways. Psychological warfare to control the enemy's behavior. Information warfare to control the enemy's perspective. And many other covert tactics were employed through these modern strategies, but each served the same goal: to manipulate one's enemies into destroying themselves. By the time that World War III finally came to an end, most people had no idea it had ever even started. It was a despicable war which pitted governments against their own citizens. Everything became weaponized: education, healthcare, entertainment, and even personal identity. However, this war's most powerful weapons were cleverly disguised as high-tech consumer products. Over time, most families had filled their homes with all sorts of mind control machines and surveillance devices, effectively enslaving and imprisoning themselves simultaneously. You see, such devices served as a gateway into a cruel campaign of moral indoctrination and anti-human propaganda which left much of humanity in a state of mass hypnosis, sitting dormant and disarmed while their human rights were systematically abolished in the background. This was the establishment of the New World Order, and they called it the Great Reset. We were told that it would bring peace and security, but of course the war raged on. Because the war never really ended, for it was the same war that Adam and Eve entered after the fall, and the very same war that compelled every act of violence since then. Because the real war is spiritual, and the real enemy is sin. And that is precisely why war never changes.